And but I think the third show sounds like it could be the best of the three.
Really?
So of course it does. I really hope that things work out because I think that it would be.
So what we're gonna have to do is get Darren off of Broadway.
Yeah, get him off Glee, get him off Broadway.
We'll just do it in January. Okay, so we talked about this a little bit last time I met you. Lucius is kind of based off of Jared from Labyrinth.
Yes.
Correct? And you were not familiar with him? Is that?
I was. I saw Labyrinth once when I was a kid and was, well, terrified would be a pretty good adjective. And I hadn't watched it since because it creeped me out so much. So when the first day of rehearsal, they said, "This is Lucius. We don't really know what he's going to be or what his deal is. We know his role in the story, what he has to do, but and we know that we want him to look like Jareth in Labyrinth." And they said, "And we want him to have that coolness." And I said, "Oh, I haven't seen that in so long." And they said, "Go watch it right now." And so I watched it, and I was just as terrified as I was as a child. And yeah, so he definitely has the look of Jareth. We had a wig one day that looked very much like Jareth. It was big and spiky in the front, and it was long in back. It wasn't so like long and strenuous. I don't think there are pictures of it, and if there are pictures, the Langs would have the pictures. I mean, the first few days of rehearsal, they were like, "Put on the tights and the wig and dance around and make us laugh," and that was kind of how Lucius was formed. It was out of me embarrassing myself. And
now, have you taken like dance lessons? Like, do you dance or?
I did. I started when I took a few classes before I was in college, but I really started when I was in college and was a musical theater major, and it was part of the curriculum.
Right.
And it became fun.
So, did you have to get trained for the Lucius dancing, or was that just kind of?
The Lucius dancing was almost all me. There was some stuff that they knew that they wanted. For instance, the kick on silence, and the big lift on "How dare you disobey me." But everything else was pretty much. I mean, it came out of improvising, and something would get a laugh, and it was like, okay, we'll keep that instead of the awful choice that I made the time before that. But yeah. So it's all just kind of built out of fun, not as much technique. There's not a whole lot of technique in Lucius's dancing.
Okay. Since you couldn't be involved in Starship, how did the idea for that video for all of you guys that were still up at Michigan come about? Because I thought that was so great. How did that happen?
They said, "We need to have this video done. If you're available on this Sunday morning, come in and we'll have this part for you to read." And so I went in on a Sunday morning and stood in front of a green screen and put on this big camouflage army suit and said, "We come to conquer in peace." And it was a lot of fun, and we took way too many takes, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun, and it was great to see everybody else in it, and it was great to still be a part of it, even though I couldn't be there to be in the show. We still feel connected to all of them, which was great. I was really grateful that I did.
Okay, so aside from Starkid, what are some of your favorite musicals?
Oh, I was not prepared for this. Okay, one more time. Yeah. Let's try this again.
Aside from the Team Starkid musicals, what are some of your favorite musical shows?
Last week for the first time I saw Book of Mormon and thought it was a riot. What an incredible musical. It's not only funny, but it has such heart to it, and I think it's one of the best things I've seen in a long time. Other favorite music, I'm a big fan of Avenue Q. I think it's hysterical, and Ragtime, as we said before, is kind of the show that got me into musical theater. I don't know, there are very few shows that I dislike, so it's hard for me to pick a favorite.
Okay. So do you have a top three? Or would that be Avenue Q, Book of Mormon, and Ragtime, or?
I don't necessarily know if those would be my top three, but I don't think I have a top three. Yeah. there are just so many that I like that it's hard to pick
It's awesome.
a few.
Except for cats.
Okay, you know what?
like
Cats
cats?
may be one of my least favorite.
There we go.
Every time I owned the video of it, and I saw it in live. I saw it on stage, and I've fallen asleep every time, and I never fall asleep in the theater. It's something about cats dancing around, being like, I am an orange cat, and I am a calico cat, and I am a cat that does somersaults, is not that interesting to me.
No, I totally agree.
You know, I think the dancing is phenomenal. I think that the dancers are wonderful, but
It's
Gus, the whatever cat, the opera cat, railway cat, I don't care about Gus.
Is it Laura Nicholson from Scotland?
Wow.
Wanted to know if you ever had to pick just singing or just dancing and only concentrate on one thing, if you would actually want to do that, or if you prefer to be able to have roles where you can do both.
That's a tricky question, Laura. Good question.
Those Scottish people.
The Scottish people. I getcha. You know, I like being able to do both, but if I had to pick one, I'm more of a singer than I am a dancer. So I think that I would go with singing if I had to pick one.
What is something that not many people know about you that you wish that they did?
One thing that I wish people knew about me is that I love television and basically anything on television. It doesn't matter if it's scary, if it's funny, if it's trashy, if it's cerebral. Obviously, cerebral is not my favorite. But no, anything on TV I will watch and I will love and become obsessed with. Right now, I just started watching Friends from the very beginning because I've only seen like episodes on TV here and there, and I'm almost on the season 7 already, and I just started like a month ago, and I don't know what I'm going to do when it's over in like 3 seasons. I have no idea. Buffy, is that what you said?
Doctor Who. And people are very into Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Doctor Who. Have you not heard about Doctor Who?
No. Is it good?
It's a British show. I don't watch TV anymore.
It's British. It's like sci-fi about this guy who's a time lord and he travels through like different times and different places.
Really?
It's awesome. It's so cool.
Oh my gosh.
I'm showing my nerd. Sorry.
No, that's great.
He's gonna link it all to you on Facebook. Like Doctor Who it out.
Here you go.
Here it is.
It's on Instant Watch on Netflix every single episode.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that makes a big difference if it's on Instant Watch. It really does.
You can tell by your eyes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Okay. How do you react to fans who tell you that you're like their role model?
I mean, that's great. You know, if I can be a role model for someone or inspirational for someone, then fantastic. And I hope that I can live up to that. I don't think I'm really worthy of that. So that to me is weird because I don't know, but no, I hope I can live up to people's expectations, especially if I'm a role model for them and help them in whatever way they need it, or give them inspiration, or you know.
Do you have advice for aspiring actors?
My advice to aspiring actors would be to really be yourself, because if you're trying to be like someone else, that someone else already exists, and the world needs you to be who you are as an actor and as a person too. Because there's no one like you. I mean, if you're trying to be like, I don't know, Kristen Chenoweth, who's amazing and phenomenal, and I look up to her so much. But I mean, the world already has a Kristen Chenoweth.
Right.
So we don't need another one. We need another of you. So being yourself and being true to who you are is really what I would give as advice.
Which do you feel is more of a gift from the gods, Cake Pops or Disney movies?
This may be the hardest question of them all.
That was from Janelle, I think.
Janelle, you're killing me.